What is up, Drabonis? JJ back here with Ali, Max, Snyder, Uncle T. This time to talk the Mexico Open at Vidanta Vallarta. I tried, guys. I tried. Before we even talk on that, and Snyder gives his rundown, Uncle T, have yourself a week. If you just want to briefly talk to the people about who you had and how much money was made, because it was quite a week for you. Outrights, DFS, matchups. How was it?
Yeah, I got to take advantage. You usually don't give me sole coverage and sole screen right on the front of this show, right on the entrance. I appreciate that, but no, it was definitely a good week. I Cantlay and Shoffley, I was heavy on them DFS, heavy on them at 8-1, as we know from the show last week. And then I also hit Zalatoris and Davis Riley for a top 10, right? Top 10. You guys remember, not top 20 last week. It was top 10. And then I hit my matchup. So, yeah, it was actually, as I got a fly flying around me. Yeah, it was a good week for Uncle T. DFS part, not as much. But, who am I to brag, Uncle? I mean, I didn't win 25 sticks like our host did a couple nights ago. So I'd actually like to move the floor back to you.
We're not going to talk about. I mean, that was we all get lucky, Uncle T. It happens to all of us. So anyway, Snyder, the the Mexico Championship, or some call it the Mexico Open. You want to run us down the course?
Yeah, I can do that quick. It's a resort style course. It was a par 73, but it's been reduced to a par 71 for this event. It's going to measure right under 7,500 yards. The unique track's going to have 5 par 3s now since they've reduced it to a par 71. 5 par 3s. 3 of them are going to play over 195. 4 par 5s. 2 of them are going to play over 600 yards. This track sets up to be pretty easy, though. I mean, there's only a couple hard holes on this track. 8 and 10 are the two toughest holes. So golfers should be able to just bomb it away here with little trouble in the rough or anything like that. So they're just going to just swing away off the tee. The wind's usually the biggest defense here. And right as of now, I'm not seeing too big of a wind advantage or any wind being around at all this weekend. As used to usually. I think I've seen, like on Windfinder, I was looking earlier, it's like 10 miles an hour at the max for the 3 or 4 days. So that's nothing to worry about. So we should see some really low scores here this week. They got big paspalum greens. And with that paspalum greens, the salt levels will be up in effect. It's too bad Mangone isn't here to talk about the salt levels. But
JJ is already Googling paspalum greens as you're talking.
Why would I Google it? To you? I'm ready to ask about it. I'm just waiting for Snyder to finish.
The 2 comp courses that I would put up against this would be Cocoa Beach, the host of the Puerto Rican Open, and Corrales Golf Club, host of the Punta Cana. Key stats we'll be looking at: strokes gained approach, birdie or better percentage, driving distance, and proximity from 175 and above.
What exactly are paspalum greens? Like, if you had to define paspalum greens, like is that like different than my front lawn?
Yeah, I mean, generally we see like bent grass or Bermuda grass or Poa grass seeds on the PGA Tour, but on these resorts,
he's just randomly naming different pieces of grass. He didn't answer my question. I mean, all he did was provide more and more different types of grass. Snyder, I mean, and I don't know how to bring you back. Here, now we're back.
You gotta get to why they have them here. I mean, like normal courses, like I was saying, have those other grass types, but this is a course near like the ocean and stuff. It's a resort style course near the ocean. I mean, the water and the wind and the water coming off the ocean has higher salt levels, so they need a different type of grass that can handle those salt levels. This is no shit. That's why they have this paspalum green.
You asked, JJ.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, tell
facts
me.
Are facts.
Ask me no questions. I'll tell you no lies. I have myself to blame.
Google it.
Myself to blame.
Google it.
But Snyder, keep up the good work. I'm sure if I Google it, you'll be proven correct. Okay, so I guess we could go right into the rundown here. DFS. Now, our friend Travis decided that NBA lock was more important than this show. So he'll pay the consequences on the next show. So if you miss him, maybe he'll come in at 7:30 if he wants to be a hero, but he probably won't. May also be at the gym. He's definitely working on his fitness these days. But anyway, DFS. Snyder, after your good rundown, we'll start with you. DFS, what do you like on the high end and low end?
I'm going to go with Kevin Na up here at the top. The main decision this week, in all reality, comes down to Jon Rahm. I'm not sure if I'm going to fade him or play him. He's going to come in like right around 35%. I mean, he'll probably be 50, 60% in some of the like single entry contests and stuff like that. So it's either a lock button or a fade for me. I'm not sure which I'm going to do. So I'm going to bring up Kevin Na here. We don't usually see him price up this high, but he's got the second best win odds here. Played really well to end 2021 and to start 2022. Missed a few weeks for the birth of his child. Came back with the top 15 finish at the Masters and followed that up with the top 26 at the Heritage. So Na's gaining almost over 2 strokes approach over his last 5 events. So I like Kevin Na here in the top end. And for a value guy, I'm going to come down here to – I'm going to go with David Lipsky. I'm going to go with him off a good finish last week in that team event. Placed T4 with Aaron Rai. Lipsky carried the team for the most part, though, in that best ball format. He made 10 birdies and an eagle. He finished 7th at a similar event like this at the Punta Cana last month. So I like David Lipsky in that 7K range.
Never even heard of David Lipsky. So keep up the good work, Snyder. Uncle T, on your end, who do you like for DFS?
Yeah, Snyder mentioned it. It's going to be a big decision point. We talked about it on the premium show earlier. They talked about it on the Penn Seeker show last night. What everybody's going to do with Jon Rahm. For purposes of our bet show here tonight, I am going to go down the board just a little bit. And there are plenty of guys in the 9K range that I think are very good or in very good positions and spots this week on this course. I'm going to go with Gary Woodland. 20-1. He's 9,900. Another guy I do like, JJ, I'm going to give the people a bonus since we were hot last week. I'm going to go Davis Riley as well, 8,500. He's only 60-1 to win the golf tournament. I'll go with Davis Riley and Gary Woodland. And my player down below, I'm going to go with Adam Long down there at 7,800. I feel like this guy, the course fits him beautifully. And I think he could be one of these guys in that 7K range that if it's not Rahm up top, and we do like a few of those guys for sure, I think the winner could come out of this 7K range as far as a contrarian take to win the golf tournament.
So just quick, I mean, I assume, Uncle T, that there's just no water at this course.
There's a lot of water on the course, but not as many in play, though, JJ. Some of them are like right off the tee, where if we were playing the course with Snyder, they might be in play because they're like 20 yards ahead of you. So they could be in play if Snyder was playing it. But for Gary Woodland, the water may not be in play as much this week. Now the runoffs on the greens with the sand, those could be in play, but the water shouldn't be in play for him.
I mean, 8 holes have water, Uncle T. I mean, may the odds be ever in your favor. Okay. Gary Woodland hits like a homing missile into water at golf courses.
He's a different golfer now, JJ, than he was a couple months ago.
Okay. we'll just agree to disagree there. We'll go over to outrights. Allie, we can start with you. Who do you think wins this tournament? And let me guess, Jon Rahm.
How'd you know?
I hope not.
No, there's no way it is, Uncle T.
No, I'm not. First of all, I'm not stupid enough to bet on someone 300-1. I'm sorry, 3-1.
Oops.
Same thing.
Secondly,
that's a nice blooper.
Second, it's Jon Rahm, so like absolutely not. But I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I'm gonna go with Chris Kirk. He's been on an upward trend since February. 3 top 15s over his last 6 starts. Those have all come from much better fields as well. So with a weaker field here this week, I don't see why he can't continue to find success. You know, over the last 24 rounds too in the field, he's second tee to green. So we're gonna go Chris Kirk as my outright.
Awesome. And Snyder, I wasn't gonna mention this because I mentioned it before the show, but Joseph Work brought it up. What's going on with the forehead? I mean, are we not using SPF? Are we not wearing a baseball cap? I mean, what
comes out of nowhere, lights you up here.
And then, Best Buy Eater, brought it, living like Larry. I mean, whatever. But yeah, Snyder, just getting worried about you. Just throw the SPF.
We'll be all right. You
Doesn't
got
matter,
to get
next
burned
week-
once early in the year.
Next week, that'll look like a fly ass tan, though. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Uncle T, we'll go to you for your outright. Who you like?
Yeah, for my outright this week, I'm going to go right back up into that 9K range this week, JJ, and I'm going to stick with my pick from earlier on the premium show. I'm going to go with Cameron Champ. He started the week on Monday when pricing first came out, both with DFS pricing and DK pricing outright. He was 70-1 on Monday on DK. You could have got him at 70. He's still down to 40. Here he's bet down to 45-1, which I still think there's some meat on that bone. 45-1 for a guy of his caliber. This is going to set up, I think, for a Bombers type of a golf course. Give me Cameron Champ at 45-1.
Lock it in. Snyder, how about you? Who do you like for an outright?
I like Cameron Champ as well for an outright. This is like the perfect spot, I think. I think he's a strong GVP option too in DFS, but I really like Cameron Champ coming off that 10th place finish at the Masters last year. He had like 3 or 4 missed cuts in a row, finished 11th at the John Deere, and then that next week he won the 3M Open. So I kind of think this is another spot. It could be in that same type of deal. He had a couple missed cuts going into the Masters, finished 10th at the Masters, and now he's coming to an easier event like the 3M Open was. Lesser field, easier track. I think and Cameron Champ's a guy that bombs the ball off the tee, but I mean, he never knows where the ball's going off the tee. He can swing as hard as he wants here. He doesn't have to worry about any trouble. I like Cameron Champ to get the W here at 45-1.
Wow, so 2 people agreeing on the same goal.
No, I was going to do him, but I just knew someone was going to have it.
Oh, you're going to pick him.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Would you imagine if all 3 of you picked Cameron? Like all 3 of you would have gotten booted at the same time.
I mean, arm in arm with the crew would have been a lovely thing.
Snyder, we'll just stick with you to ladder it. Who do you like for a long shot?
I'm going to go for a long shot. I'm going to come down to give me Kevin Strillman. He's at 60-1. He burned many in that last event, but he's been playing really good heading into that event. He had some great form heading into theirs, and I think this is a spot where we can pick up a little win here with Kevin Strill Daddy at 60-1.
You snuck the Strill Daddy in, Snyder. You were almost going to get booted again. Uncle T, how about your long shot?
I've got my own 60-1 shot this week for my long shot. I've got Davis Riley, 60-1. He finished T4 last week, like I mentioned earlier, with Willie Z in the team format. He also finished T2 at the Valspar last month, so he definitely shows upside, and he's a golfer that is going to emerge on the tour this year as being one of these, kind of up-and-coming golfers or whatever. I like what I see out of Davis Riley. 60-1 is a nice price tag in this type of a field.
Awesome. Allie, we'll kick it to you for your long shot, and also kudos on the lack of chapstick usage this week. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Who do you have for a long shot?
So I actually had him yesterday in my video to finish top 20, but I'm going to go with Matt Jones 55-1 on DraftKings. Won on tour last year, finished 2 shots off the lead at the Valero Texas Open. He's 5th on tour this season in stroke skiing around the green. He's got great experience contending. He's had some rest since the Texas Open, and again with the weaker field this week, I think it makes it possible.
Awesome. So we will keep it right with you, Allie, for T20s.
Okay. So I'm going. Is it Sebastian Munoz or is it Sebastian? I don't know, but
Straight up Sebastian.
I like the latter. I like the last one.
Okay, Sebastian Munoz. So I have him. Highlight of his season was a 3rd place finish at the RSM Classic. Looking at the last 20 rounds worldwide, outside of Jon Rahm, he's the best player in the field tee to green. He's been hitting the ball well. I think it's an easy decision to bank on him finishing within the top 20 with this being a lesser field, like I keep saying. So, my top 20.
Awesome. Plus 140. Uncle T. What's up, Chris? Uncle T. On to you for T20.
Yeah, my T20 this week is going to be Charles Howell III. He's got upside pretty much every time he tees it up in a lighter field, a lesser field. And this week clearly is a lesser field, a glorified Korn Ferry Tour for the most part. I like him. He finished T4 at TPC San Antonio a few weeks back, and that also is a Greg Norman design, which is the same as this type of course. So not that correlates totally, but I do like the recent success on these type of courses, and I like Charles Howell III. He's plus 250 on DK Sportsbook at top 20. That's real good value on Charles Howell.
Love it. Snyder, T20. Who do you like?
I'm going to go with Tyler Duncan at plus 450. Duncan's been playing like under the radar, really good golf as of late. He's finished 35th or better in 5 of his last 6 events, and he comes off a couple of top 15 finishes. He teamed up with Adam Schenk last week in the team event, and he shot 4 under in both his best ball rounds. So I like Duncan to find his way into another top 20 here this week at plus 450.
Okay, cool. And last but not least, Snyder, matchups. Who do you like?
I'm going to go with Taylor Moore, minus 110 versus Grayson Sigg. Taylor Moore's a guy who really came on at the end of last year in 2021 in some of those lesser type fields, weaker fields, easier courses. He had an 8th at the RSM, a 15th at the Pro-Am, at the PGA Pebble Beach Pro-Am, 21st at the Genesis Invitational. And he's a guy that can make some birdies here. He had over 20 birdies in all 3 of those events. So I think Taylor Moore's a guy that can make some birdies. He made 11 birdies last week in that team event, as well as 1 eagle. So I like Taylor Moore in that matchup.
Awesome. And Uncle T, on your end for matchups, what do you like?
Yeah, matchups this week. I like Adam Long. He's plus 100, so even money. Adam Long, even money over CT Pan. I think the odds they should have been flip flop the other way. I would have liked this Adam Long minus 120 and CT Pan plus 100, but instead it's the opposite. I think the wrong player is favored in this matchup for the tournament. So I think you're getting some obviously great money, even up Adam Long.
Love to see it. Allie, favorite matchup?
I'm going to do Sebastian Munoz plus 105 versus Gary Woodland.
Yes, now that you fucking love to see. Stick right up Uncle T's ass.
It's like, now I refer to him.
I told her not to do it earlier, too, and she did it.
Of course she
Wait,
did.
I was not even talking to you earlier about my matchup, so.
Well, you need to check your phone, Miss Allie.
You love to see. Keep it going, Allie.
My
Fuck that
phone's
woman.
been dry all day, so. Anyways, I really like.
Damn fly.
What?
I got a fly in here.
Oh, I really like Munoz this week. You know, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I think he has the all-around game to contend at this event. I also wouldn't be surprised if he wins it, but whatever. We'll keep him top 20 and matchup here.
And let's not be surprised if Gary Woodland finds some water, Uncle T. That's what he's best for.
All I know is if he comes away with a W this week, Dunkel, it's going to be a beautiful Wednesday show next week when we talk about the Wells Fargo.
I can already see
it is going to be a beautiful. I'm going to make sure that show runs like an hour long if Woodland wins.
It'll be a Thursday or a Friday, whatever it is. You know, Gary Woodland will be cruising around, and then he'll find a hole with water, and he'll throw up an 8 or a 9 burger on the hole. Uncle T will tilt him in the golf chat. It's like death taxes, and it's inevitable. Yep. But I wish you the best of luck. May the odds be ever in your favor.
He could get a win. He hasn't had a win since 2019 at that U.S. Open. So this would be if he's ever going to get a win, it should come at like an easy course with an easy field like this. So
I feel like he's a favorite this week. I feel like I've been reading about him all week.
Yeah, he's the chalk. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about him this week. He's 20-1. He's the second favorite.
We want to do any lunch money? I'll take anybody at his same odds versus Gary Woodland.
I mean, there's 5 guys at 20-1 right now. You got Tringali, Woodland, Answer, and Finau.
So can I pick one of them 4 against Gary Woodland?
You can take any of them but Tringali. I don't like any of them 10K guys up there, but except for Rahm, obviously you can't take him. You can have any of them. You can have any of the 10K guys except for Rahm. How's that?
Yeah, give me Kevin Na, and I'll enjoy the steak the next time.
Love to see it.
Kevin Na, you're going with Snyder.
Give me Kevin Na.
Oh, I love it when
Kevin Na's going to be walking in putts all weekend long.
Give me Kevin Na. Him and his
walking his way back to this
all over that golf course.
Can I just say that Uncle T's camera looks like it's a vintage, like 1970s camera with the black.
I mean, that's really none of your business, Allie. But I mean, you know,
he's got the nice.
I got it set up like this, like it's like, what do you call that?
Wide eye or wide lens or whatever.
I mean, you just made fun of me, so I'm not telling you what it is.
No, I like the look. I'm just saying.
You could have prefaced it by saying you like the look and then said, what is it?
You always take my comments as if they're negative.
No, that's Mangone. He's not here tonight. That's Mangone.
Mangone had his opportunity to come on the show at 7:30, and he still ghosted us. Either way,
he's like a 50% success rate, JJ, on this show. 50%.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not great.
Listen, next week's event, I will be in attendance. So.
Wow, look at that.
Hashtag how rich. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I mean, Miss Worldwide. Miss Worldwide.
It's like a 3-hour car ride, so let's not get carried away.
You got box seats?
Is Victor Hovland playing?
She's going to be on the course.
Hovland probably hooked her up with some tickets.
Yeah.
If there's anything good that came out of the show, it's the free lunch that Uncle T's going to get me next year. Actually, we'll probably pile them up from here, Uncle T. So we'll start with Kevin Na. We can just go through this for a few weeks now, and then I figure when I'm up there for a week next year, you'll just buy me chili dogs all week long.
Oh, you said you're going to be able to squeeze in a week for us? That did not go unnoticed. You did not just fly by that without me noticing. You're going to come in for a week?
I'll be up there a week next year.
Those are things you really
We'll get JJ on the golf course then next year.
Oh, you don't want me on the golf course. You definitely don't want me there. All right, so another good week in the books. Any final notes from anyone? Allie, we'll start with you. That's a negative, Uncle T.
Nope. Looking forward to another good week. Another bunch of winners for us and the crew and the DFS side. And then next week we got the Wells Fargo, the Byron Nelson. That leads right into the PGA Championship in 3 weeks, which I'm really looking forward to.
Awesome. And since Snyder, anything?
Just make sure to check out the Showdown shows. We'll have one on Thursday and Friday on the Mayo Media Network with me, Hoop. Some combination of me, Hoop, the first day in Tambo, and then JSU and Big T. And then on the premium side, we got Tambo and AP doing the final round breakdown with all that final placement point strategy involved and all that.
Great. And best of luck to anybody who's sick enough to bet the NFL draft tomorrow, especially at this point with all the steam that's already moved numbers. May the odds be ever in your favor. But as always, folks, gamble responsibly, stay safe, thumbs up. And yes, from Pierre.